Good morning guys, Shane here, AUS Flight Simmer. We're here for another episode of a first impressions video. As you can see, we're sitting in the Carenado Aero Commander HD, which is the 500S Shrike. So if I say that right, Shrike. Anyways, it's very cool. So you've had a bit of a glimpse and seen some of the outside. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take you on a quick having a look at the interior of the model of the plane, as this was built in, I think, late 50s, early 60s. These planes have been flying around for a while, so the interior is very, what should I say, very worn, but it's obviously a bit of a passenger jet. I thought this one would be great for air hauler, so we're doing a bit of a flight today and showing the insides there, and then we're going to start up and I'll give you my first impressions. Look at all the detail on the gearing there, absolutely fantastic. So before we jump into startup, I'll let you know where I am. So I'm actually in Southern California. Yes, I have stepped out of the Pacific and outside Oceania or Australia. So we're at KSEE today, and we're just going to do a quick flight down the coast, then back up, and we're going to land at, I think it's KCRQ. I'm not too familiar with California, but I do know that there is airports absolutely everywhere. So if you're used to flying in Australia, yeah, there's a lot of airports there, but when you come to places like Southern California, they're absolutely everywhere. So it's quite confusing for me, but we'll see how we go. So I'm going to get into startup. I'll let you watch and see what goes on, and hopefully I get it right, because it's the second time I've only started up. Pretty much I've sat in the plane, I've started it up, I've closed it down, I've gone and got the camera view set up for EzDok, and that's it. So here we go. Alrighty, so we're going to close the baggage doors, the passenger doors, then closing, and pilot door. There we go, window is down. Alrighty, I can get rid of you, and first thing I'm going to do is just take that off so I can see what I'm doing, and let's start it up. Battery on, position and beacon is on. Let me just change my views. There's the battery on there. Okay, so fuel selectors for both engines. There we go. I believe at this one, I did watch a video of how to start up, so I'm just trying to remember. Okay, so need to switch those on to on. Did you go on? Beautiful. And alright, let's get ready to start engine, left engine I believe. So we'll put fuel pump on. And we'll do the magnetos. A bit of throttling, Shano. That will make sure the parking brake's on. Yep. She started. Alright, so generator on there. We'll start the next one. Put the boost pump on. Engine number 2. Really cool sound effects on this plane. Love all the wear detail around the lights, it's pretty cool. The lights work, which is great. And let's get engine number 2 up and running. There we go. the other generator on. We'll turn the avionics on. So flight plan's in. I just thought I'd do a quick view of the engines. So it's about 7 o'clock in California at KSEE. Just think it's Gillespie. Quote me if I'm wrong, guys. Leave a comment if I'm not good with pronunciation. But you can see the sun's coming up, and we've got some clouds there. So we're going to get ready to taxi. We're going to go off runway, I think it's 35. But don't quote me, guys, and this is not a procedural flight, so please leave comments if you got any handy hints. But obviously I'm not a pilot or anything like that, or do I know this aircraft very well. Just having a look, 2985, we've got to change that to... Alrighty, let's go. So we're going to go down Alpha for runway 35, so it's going to be a very short taxi, but that's cool. Be interesting to see how we cope, because I've got a lot of traffic in cars and trucks. Aeroplanes ready, so we get nearly lined up here and we'll get things going. But really smooth and easy to taxi. So we'll configure for, let's just put the parking brakes on for a sec. We'll configure flaps at 25. We'll configure for takeoff. Alrighty, so landing lights, strobes on. Should be good to go then. Actually, I haven't read the procedure guides for the checklist yet, so we're going to be flying at 3,000 today, so transport and altitude, and we'll put the windows up. Just look at the texture of the seat. She's done a fair share of miles by the looks of it. How cool is that sun effect just there, with it flickering off the tin on the roof. Alrighty, but anyways, we're talking about the 500S. It's just lining up on the runway. I think I saw, when I looked around before, had some traffic lining up also. Or Cessna or something. No. Alrighty, let's go. Up to 3,000 feet. We'll see how she takes off and how smooth she is. So that's at 25% for engine. That's 50. 75. Oops, wasn't watching what I was doing. 100. Pull back. So that was pretty smooth to take off, guys. I was too busy watching my throttle levers to keep it straight. So we're going to pop the gear up. Oh, they're actually in lock. You've got to unlock it first. There we go. Now we'll pop the gear up. Lock that in place. And flaps will go up. Haven't really had to trim much, this thing's just flying so easy. It's we're at 1,000, I'm just going to turn, just so we can look at the plane, I'm just going to turn the autopilot on. we can go on our merry way. Keep climbing to 3,000. Just bring up the GPS and have a quick look, and then I'll tell you about the autopilot in a sec. So I'm just basically flying from KSCC down to the coast, back up and into the runway I selected. So we'll just get up to cruising, we'll put on altitude hold. Tells there. So I'll just zoom in so you can see the cockpit and stuff, but just quickly. So the autopilot you've got on, turn it on, and basically it's heading altitude hold and pitch. There is no, just do the altitude hold in a sec, there is no GPS on it. So it's old school flying. You can't really step away from the cockpit too long. Adjust our speed, and here the tone of the engines change. I was adjusting the mixture, but that'll suit us there. So we'll have a quick gander at the cockpit. So you got your normal instruments there, got the engine reading there, so everything's in the green. Fuel tank of fuel, landing gear, so obviously that's the lock. You have trim wheel there, all your throttles there. It's your heat, GPS, so I think it's a 530, and your basic comms, but obviously it's a old plane. Switch ELT, not sure what ELT is. And obviously your squawk there. Look at the overheads, which we saw before. Get my views right, and so trim wheel there as well. You've got rudder and all your different lights and instruments and whatnot, and your engines. So really basic plane, but really cool to fly. What I've noticed is you turn this in a direction, it will pretty much go like it is a fighter plane. So that's really cool. So how quick are we going now? Engines are at 75%. I'm doing 153 knots. So absolutely going great guns, but it's a double engine plane, so or twin engine planes, you'd expect so. Everything I sort of do when I buy aircraft these days is that I compare everything with A to A, because I think they're the pinnacle. So usually when you buy Carenado stuff, they're really, really cool, but to me there always seems something slightly missing. But this one seems pretty good. It's not up there with a Comanche or an ATA or anything like that, but you know, generally it's half the price, so I can't complain. I'm really, really happy with this so far. So the next step up from going from a single aircraft, this is a good one to go to if you want something old school and classic, unique and different. So I think that's San Diego back there, but if you from the States, guys, leave a comment, let me know. I've still got my landing lights are on, which these are cool. They drop up and down. Love the winglets. We'll just go in a little bit closer and have a look at some of the texturing. So you can really see every rivet on this plane, and obviously because it's an older aircraft you can see there's some worn out areas. You've got the engines there with all the exhaust mess and stuff on top, and the exhaust wobbling around. That's really cool. The different marks and scuffs. So they've really put a lot of time and effort into the outside of this plane, which is really cool. Even up to you know, the door handles are actually the 3D. Probably the only thing that's not, which might be me just go set my cameras up, is just your view. If you're sort of sitting back, we'll go to my head view, can't really see out of the plane too much, so I can't even look at the engines or anything, but you know, everything else seems really cool. So just setting up for landing now. We'll see how we go. Just sort of descending. Don't want to lose too much height. So trim rail kicking around. So just to give you some, when you buy the package, cost me around about $50 Australian, 52, 53. So it's not one of the cheaper ones out there. So that it's one of the HD planes from Carenado. So as you can see in the textures there. I'll turn this around, then I'm just going to go to manual flying. So HD textures 496, so 4K. What do we got? We've got volumetric side view, prop effects, dynamic propeller shine effects, 32-bit real 3D sound, so you can hear that. Oh, need to watch where I'm going. And I'm going to turn the autopilots off. Everything off. Manually fly this puppy in. There we go. So they're just some of the things. All the liveries, there's quite a few. 6 liveries. And 1 blank one. So then all sorts of different checklists, which I haven't looked at yet. Where's this airport? So it's been really easy to fly. If you've looking at getting your next twin aircraft, or twin engine I should say, plane, well this one's a very good one to have. I'm happy to actually struggling because I got too much height to lose the speed. Actve Sky just won't stop, won't go away. Put the gears down to slow it down a bit, even though I probably shouldn't do that. Fantastic noise for the wheels. We're coming in a bit hot, but I can drop the throttle down now. Here we go. Just adjust because we're not exactly lined up. There we go, flare way too early, too much speed, but just change that. Not bad piloting skills. There we go. And we'll turn off there really late. So thanks very much for watching. My 2 cents worth. Yep, worth a purchase. If you're looking for a nice GA aircraft that's something different, definitely worth a try. So please, if you like the video, give us a like. If you haven't already, I have a lot of these videos out weekly. Please subscribe and leave a comment if you like the format of the first impression videos. So we'll see you on the next video, guys. My name's Shane, AUS Flight Simmer. Talk to you soon.